Hey, come on. Come on. Hey. What? Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Hey. Let's chit chat, this is the show now. Come on. Bad black mama's gonna let you know now. Hey. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Come on. Let's chit chat, let's chit chat, hey. Let's chit chat, sis. Hey, what's up? Let's chit chat, let's chit chat, let's chit chat, sis. Hey.
Jaslyn brought this episode. When I saw it, I was thinking, I had mixed feelings. I'll be honest, because I had a phase when I was a single mom, and I felt like I was everything: mom, dad, aunt, uncle, everything to my kids. So this episode we're gonna discuss is Father's Day is not capital.
I put it like that. I was like,
not Single Mother's Day. Agree?
I agree.
Okay, who don't agree? Celeste, because I see your face.
I agree. I agree.
Who's pinching you over there? Somebody's pinching her.
I guess you can't do both. You can't have the Mother's Day and then also celebrate the Father's Day too. I have to think about it like that. But I've always done some crazy stuff. So I've actually made them do something for me on Father's Day.
What?
But they blotched up. Listen, okay, hear me out. Wasn't single, married, the whole nine. But on Mother's Day, they couldn't agree to get one collective gift. So they all kind of not got anything but crap. It was like, oh, we want to have this big thing, but one didn't have enough. And it was like, I'm not going to do that with you. And da-da-da. And then I got cheated. So on Father's Day, I let them do it again. I said, okay, try again. I got cheated. This is what I want. Get your little coins together, wrap it up, give me a card. I want it all over again. And I did. So I feel bad.
Okay, well,
I feel bad.
All right. Okay, so Jasmine?
Well, I mean, this was like when I got with CG his first Father's Day, like I was so excited. I'm like, I'm so used to Father's Day, it's like a fiasco. I'm like, I'm a daddy's girl, and you guys have me on Facebook. You see that if it's not about my father, my brother, my father-in-law, my husband, I'm not really interested in it. So for me, it's like a big thing. This one was walking around all slumped and stuff, and I'm like, you have like a kid. Why is he, this guy wasn't expecting anything. So anything that I did, I could tell that he was kind of like, he was taken aback. And still, this is going to be, maybe we're going to hit like our third Father's Day. And every Father's Day, it's like I'm easing into it. But when I asked him about it, it's literally like, I'm not used to getting that for for Father's Day. I'm used to seeing all the posts about I'm a strong woman, I'm taking care of my kids, and it's my day. And, this is a person that has a dad. So I'm like, how does that make you feel that you have a father in your life and you don't see that respect? So,
Ooh, that's real touchy. That's real touchy. Yeah, that's real touchy. So, Chauncey, why did you agree?
I agree that it's not Mother's Day because you have Mother's Day and then you have Father's Day, right? So we all know, the running joke everywhere, memes and everything, is that on Mother's Day, you can't find a seat at the restaurant, right? Everything is sold out. You can't, everybody in church, everybody go to the restaurant, but on Father's Day, it's just empty. You can do.
You don't need no
the only part that's not empty is Walmart because everybody
exactly, right?
That stock.
But I just kind of feel like for a mom who has to do it all, you just happen to be a super mom. It still doesn't make you dad. And you figure that out. And no better teacher for that lesson is your kid.
You got that right.
You know what I mean? So there are some kids, there are some adults that I have heard say, my mom is both a mom and a dad to me. And I get the concept. But at the end of the day, no. At the end of the day, you just happen to be a really awesome mom, whether you're single, whether you're married, whatever the situation is, you just happen to be a super awesome mom, but it still doesn't make you dad. And so, but people are changing the definition of everything all the time.
I didn't even think about that.
How they do things. So if that's what you want to do, but for me, I'm going to honor the fathers that are in my life, whether they're my father or not my father, whether they're uncles or whomever, because there's so many men that step in to do the job. There are stepfathers that step in that do the job. I just feel like just give them their due on their day at the end of the day. And that's all that matters, right? But yeah, so when I hear it, it makes me kind of cringe, but because there are different reasons why fathers can't be there, and moms have to do it, but does that still make them any less who they are? So like I said, it just depends. But again, because people seem to be whatever they want to be at any given time, then
It's very combative. Sometimes when you call it out, I've had people that tell me like, your mom was a single mom, and I'm like, yeah, and then she got married, and I have a stepfather that is my father. I don't even like I use step so people understand, that it's not, but that's my father. So I'm like, yeah, on Mother's Day, my mom gets her stuff, and on Father's Day, yeah, I'm gonna call my dad, and I'm gonna make sure he's, what do you like? You like little cigars? You like this? I'll send you what you want, but you're gonna have your day. People would love to tell me like, well, your dad wasn't around. I'm like, yeah, I know. And she got her Mother's Day. And even when my father wasn't around, she didn't get Father's Day because what is that? That's a woman.
No, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
You have to.
So let's look at it from the child. I have to. I have to.
It's
So let's look at it from the child's point of view. Is that the child showing love or honoring their mom for stepping in? And maybe it's something healing for the child. You know what I'm saying? It's Father's Day. Everybody talking about their father.
Yeah, to make it comfortable. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying it's right.
No, and I agree with you. It's not necessarily whether it's right or wrong, right? But if Mother's Day was just 4 weeks earlier and you gave all her mom her due, why does it matter? So to me, sometimes how I see it from the outside looking in is when people do that, it's a dig.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump in.
It might be a dig.
I'm gonna jump in.
Okay, so that's me.
I agree. When I said I'm gonna jump in because you said it was a dig.
It's a dig.
And I was a bitter bitch at one point because, honestly, when you don't first have a good relationship with the dad, you use that, you know what I mean, as like let me just stick it to his ass, okay?
Weapon.
Okay.
You use it as a weapon.
Yeah. But then, I think everybody knows me, I mean, after a while, I'm a person that really don't hold on to things and I really don't care. You know what I mean? Things, if it affects me, it'll affect me then. But I'm always making a plan in my mind to move on because I can do multiple things, and exclude things that don't make sense is one of them. You know what I mean? So when I say that, I thought about like when I was that bitter, like throwing digs and shit at my ex. I was thinking about what kind of dad I had. I had a great dad. You know what I mean? I had a great dad. And I'm a great mom. You know what I mean? But I'm not a dad. You know what I mean? I don't play no role like that in Jose and Joey's life at all. But I'm a good ass mom. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to take up this I'm almost say a burden by putting myself as a dude, the man, father. No, I'm not doing that. Because what I had to go through to raise y'all to get y'all to the point where you're at, and we still have our trials and tribulation, has nothing to do with what he didn't do. You see what I'm saying? So it's cool. It's really cool. But at the end of the day, I want my kids to love him regardless. You see what I'm saying? It don't have anything personal to do with me and him. Like, we're cool now, but like back then when they was little people, we weren't. And then, I'm remarried and my husband stepped in, was their dad. You know what I mean? He did everything for them. You see what I'm saying? But I still did not let my husband even feel too that we just going to exclude him. Because if Keith was right here, we invited my ex to the birthday parties, the graduations, and every single thing. Because guess what? What you don't do does not make you not the dad. You are the dad. You know what I mean? So happy Father's Day to you. I tell them, call him and say whatever. They don't got no money, so they can't send a gift. Sorry. But it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. So first I was not I had to like self-identify Jasmine when I first looked at this topic, but I just say this much. You're not. strong woman, whatever. I don't even like that title. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really like that title.
I don't want to be strong.
I don't want to be having these labels, okay? Yo, I'm just a person that God has blessed me to be able to do what I can do for my kids. I don't want to be having all them titles, but let me get off my soapbox. But
No, I thought it was an excellent topic because I've seen it so many times. And when I see it, like I said, for me, I just kind of cringe a little because when I see the way that people use it, when I hear uh, the child say it, even if they're an adult, and my mom filled both roles, or I take that for what it's worth because it's coming from them. But when I see a woman say it about herself, I think is where I feel a little cringy about it, because like I said, if that kid is saying that to you, then they're saying it from their perspective. And like Kimmy was just saying, even if you're in a situation where the relationships are not that great anymore because you're not together, I too have been divorced and remarried or whatever the case may be, and I've had a stepfather, correct? And he was just my pop. So Jocelyn, like you, he was very much in my life, but my dad too was also very much in my life, right? But if you're doing your best to make sure that they're always respectful, whatever the situation is, they have to love that other parent where that parent is at. That's their relationship that they have to eventually manage. There are some things that you have to help navigate, being the custodial parent or being the parent that's there. That is true. But that relationship that they eventually have with them is their relationship with them. And I never want to be the reason why they're not having the best relationship they can possibly have with them, right?
Right.
We just don't know we don't always know the truth of what's going on when that person is not there. And so again, Kimmy just said, I'm a good mom. She knows she was a good mom, right? And then when her new husband came into the picture, it just made things so much better, right? But imagine the flip side of that. You get a new man that comes into your life. Well, because you've been talking about this bad man, now you letting the kids know you the mom and the dad. Now you can't receive what this new man is offering to you because now everybody is on the defense, right?
Cause a lot of problems
to them. They may not be able to receive the good that's coming to them because you're too busy worried about what the other person was doing and living in that. So
I also said when Chauncey said, sometimes you see people post, like if the woman posted for herself, it's obviously ridiculous. When you see sometimes the child do it, do you sometimes, because you have to pick at it. You know why? Because sometimes I'll see people tell me on Father's Day and Mother's Day, my mother was the strongest, she's the best, she's this. But let us get into a room by ourselves. And then I know who your mom really was. So I'm like, so why you're in a child's place. So you're fighting your mother's battle with your father. And you don't even like this lady. So you're just like, you were raised with being told over and over again, I'm the strong woman, I did it by myself. And you're looking at her like, girl, like barely. But you know what I'm saying? There's something about that specific holiday where people are like, I don't care if my mom was terrible, it's her day. On Father's Day, we remember all the bad stuff about that. And I'm like, what's going
on, y'all? That is so true. That's so true.
Because really their day is their birthday, right? So, but if the day is about the type of parent you are, then we got to keep it real, right?
Father's Day is the day to let everybody know if your father ain't shit. I mean, really, because it's going to come out. I mean, it's going to come out. Like the part that I kind of lean on what you saying, Jasmine, why are we not putting more emphasis on just the parenting part of it, not the relationship part? You see what I'm saying? The parenting part. Are you a good dad? You a good dad. Happy Father's Day. Every day is Father's Day. Every day is Mother's Day if you're a good mom. But I was saying this is probably gonna sound jacked up. I also thought that I don't want to take on the Father's Day, the father role, because guess what? I had a hard enough time being the mom. You know what I mean? Hell, I want to take on his strife too, because goddamn, I don't just want to be surviving with these kids today. So no, I don't want to take that on. I tell my kids all the time, when you become parents, you better stay in your lane as the parent. You can't go and make dad this or make mom this, you know what I mean? You just got to stay in your own lane. if you want to live a less stressful life.
Mhm.
You know what? On Mother's Day, there's no such thing as a bad mother.
None.
One
And
bad
I know,
mother
and I
doesn't
agree.
account for
Woo.
every bad mother, but one bad father accounts for every man that ever had a child in the world. I'm
Yeah.
like, I know a lot of bad mothers, but we never talk.
I know a lot of
One
bad
bad
mothers.
man, but I was like, how is it that when I look at men, we're like, we assume immediately it was on him, but I was like, how, y'all don't really know no bad mothers out here.
I know some bad mothers, and they should get black rocks for Mother's Day.
A
Really.
bag of coal.
A bag of coal.
Meant that too.
Ain't never picked up a book of their child or even read to them or did anything, outdoing them. And they should get nothing.
Or won't admit that it takes a village, right?
Right.
So that village, it, could be that your grandmom stepped up to the plate. Sometimes your grandfather stepped up to the plate.
Yes.
My thing is, if you're in that situation and you had an uncle or godfather or a father or somebody that stepped into the role, do you still take the time on Father's Day to put down the father that ain't there if you still have somebody in your life that stepped in and is playing the role?
Mhm.
So that's why I said sometimes I feel like it's the opportunity to become a dig, to just kind of add that, despite of you, I still turned out great, or despite you, you know what I mean? So, and you're right, they don't do that when it comes to mothers, right? And mothers can very much be the same thing, but we seem to have a lot more forgiveness for the mom and the mistakes that she might make than the father and the mistakes that he made.
But I have to agree with Jasmine. Don't you think this too, Chauncey? That is only what they put on to the public.
Yeah.
Oh, very much so. Jasmine hit it on the head because when she tilted her head and was like, but really? Is she?
I seen your mama beat you.
I seen your mom out there lushing and hoeing, and I said that's not a good mom. Okay.
You know what? There's like, do you call people out when they do this stuff? Because I'm like, I'm in a situation. My mom is now single. I don't let my mom call herself a single mother because I'm like, you're single, but my stepfather pays child support. He's with those kids. So if my mother was to go online and be like, I'm a strong woman, not do it by myself, I'm gonna comment, that's not true, and I'm gonna tag my stepfather in there because I'll be like, that man pays child support and he was with the kids.
Well, because I'm gonna tell you the truth though, I'm still scared of my mama. So
I'm too, but I'm in Virginia, in Florida. She can't catch me here.
And my mom only 5'1", and I'm telling you, I'm still scared of her. I'm telling you, because
I'm not playing with my mom. Like I told you, mom, right?
Yeah,
I do want to be sensitive to. It sounds like all of us had the dad in the picture, home. My mom was married, my father was there, but I don't want us to forget about those people who are affected by, and it's okay to say he's a bad dad, but it's not okay to say it was a bad mom in public. So they just, instead of saying it's a bad dad, they just say, mom was awesome and she did everything. That's like, I know we don't like it, but that's a reality because a lot of people are so damaged.
But I don't like that. If mom
I'm gonna have to do devil's advocate with you in a minute.
Right. Well, if mom did everything, that's okay. What I'm saying is, but then say that on Mother's Day. Thank God for you and all that you did. I don't
all
know
that you've done.
Yes, but I'm healing. My dad's not there. I'm healing. The coach in me can't help but say this.
But all they can say is, mom wore many different hats.
Yeah, but you can't tell me how to heal because it's my issue.
I hear what she's saying.
Father's Day, it really hurts me, and it's not me because my dad was there. It really hurts me because they could be there and still don't be there, but it really hurts me that everybody's talking about their dad, and my dad wasn't there for me because for whatever reason. We all as children sometimes feel like it's our fault. For whatever reason, he didn't love me, he didn't care about me, he didn't like my mother, he left me to suffer, whatever. And I think they're using that, like you said, a dig. But we gotta be tolerant of that because until they get better or know better or have another way to filter it, that's the way they see it.
Well, Celeste, that's the first thing I said. When I hear it from a kid, it's different. I'm talking about the
kid's 40.
It don't matter how.
But you know what's the problem? Nobody told that child that they got to be in their place. Because let me tell you a story. There was plenty of times when my mother and my stepfather was fighting, and I made up my own decisions as a child. oh, my stepfather is this because I heard my mom saying this and that. And then as an adult, I rehear the situation and I was like, oh, wow, I spent all this time in a child's mind looking at this man doing stuff. And I'm like, he's that, he's this, because I'm seeing my mom. But in reality, I'm like,
y'all both
now,
right
people
because
are getting like, abused and stuff. That's completely different than like,
y'all both right because the real mom is going like this. He ain't shit. He ain't nothing. He ain't no good. I wish you would get a Father's Day card up in here.
Well,
Look, that's real talk, hey?
but I think what I was saying, in the beginning was that however that child feels is still, I think, more palatable coming from them because they're talking about their dad. But when that mom is saying, hey, it's me, and I see it out there, happy Father's Day to me, and I was doing both and blah, blah, blah. Okay, where's the humility at, right? And so if your child is saying it and they're saying thank you to you because that's their experience and that's their truth, that's
Their truth, accept it.
It's their truth. You accept it. But what is you? I don't care if they 44, I don't care if they I don't care if they, whatever, then that's their experience, right? But then it should be an opportunity for you to say, what part did I play in that? Not that you have to,
Ding, ding.
right. Not that you have to make them believe that their father was something that he was not. I'm not saying that. But how much of that is the part that you played? Just low key, if you think about it, whoever it may be. And if you just take that out of it and let them have what's left between them and that parent, I think it would be very different.
I got one last question though.
Go ahead.
If you are, let's say like Celeste says, you have your traumas with your dad, which is very common. You don't have one male person in your family that you can humble yourself and be like, even though my father wasn't around, I have an uncle that's a great father. Happy Father's Day. And you just know that's going towards an uncle or a cousin that you know is a good father. I'm like, how is it that, okay, I have issues with my dad, but now I hate every man? Like I can't even fathom saying Happy Father's Day to a good uncle I know.
That's the point that I'm making, because if you say, because believe it or not, if people really want to dig in your business, if you say Happy Father's Day to Uncle Peanut, and you don't say Happy Father's Day to Dad, don't that tell somebody that Dad wasn't a good dad? Because you told Uncle Peanut happy birthday, but you're not telling your dad happy.
Uncle Peanut might be the daddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cut that out. Oh, Jesus.
But I guess my point is, there are things that are said without actually being said.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we say it, right? Shout out to Uncle Peanut. So I'm just saying.
That's why she's so mad, right?
We have to get all the CG uncles' names like at Facebook names.
But I'm gonna say this, y'all. Look, and this is probably just confirmation for all of y'all. One thing, and I told you because I was, I went through this roller coaster. Let me tell you, like Chauncey said, like Jasmine said, and Celeste. Let me tell you, if you turn that narrative to that child to make that child think that dad ain't shit, let me tell you, they're gonna run with it. I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna run with it. And guess what's gonna happen to your ass? You're gonna find your ass recanting a lot of that stuff when they become older and experiencing other people and seeing different things, and they're gonna say, Mom, you know what I mean? So be careful. I'm just saying, be careful.
There's a day when a child is gonna pull up and talk to their parents.
Pull up on you and be like, you think you the favor, you won't be that for long.
And not only that, but I have seen and know of men that have been in prison, hardcore time, murder, manslaughter, drugs, or whatever. And they kids come out still respecting them more than the guy that just was struggling and couldn't really keep a half decent job. And that was the reason why him and mom couldn't make it. And mom told you he wasn't.
He was that's what I'm saying with the child's place.
At the end karma of the day, on your ass.
Like I said, at the end of the day, so what was that mother whose ex or current whatever was in prison for 25 years, but y'all still holding him down and he getting a Happy Father's Day every year from Cell Block 8, but Dad, who got the job at McDonald's, can't
not the Cell Block 8.
I like y'all hurt me today.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, but that's real talk though, because don't you see that all the time? Like, if that person do that one more year on my Facebook, I'm gonna block them because I really do not want to see that. You know what I mean? I do not. I mean, nothing wrong if you in there serving time and stuff like that. You just send some oodles and noodles to the kids. You know what I mean?
Down
From,
to the brother
from the
post
cell block. Then you know.
I'm just saying.
I said noodles and noodles. What?
I'm just saying, whatever resources they have, that's what they send to the kid. You know what I mean? Let them know this is what I can do today. You know what I mean? I can't do much.
Because if you learn to love them where they at, right? Because you know there are some kids out there who know their fathers can't do, you know, material wise, monetary for them.
Right.
Little kids say to their mom, "I know my dad loves me. I know my dad loves me." And so, you know, when you're telling yourself that, or you know that you believe that, because that's a feeling. That had nothing to do with money. It don't have nothing to do with anything.
Nothing.
And
So
I
don't
feel
you think that when you say that though, Chauncey, it goes back to the dig, you know what I mean? Because now you done told the kid that, you know, I'm the daddy too, you know what I mean? You know, I've been doing this, I've been holding it down, you know, you done took a dig at him and that child loves his dad, you know what I mean? But he just hasn't been able, because he a child, he has to stand in a child's place. He's not able to share his feelings with his own mother because she didn't took that away. You see what I'm saying? Took that
you know what I
away.
think, Kimmy? You know, Kimmy, you and I had this conversation when I was like, when I see it and I see the women and they do that to these men and stuff like that, and they tell them they ain't nothing, and I was this, okay, but you chose them.
You picked him.
I was
That's
just
right.
gonna say, when do you pull up on your mom like that's your man's though? Like that's my father.
No, every time I try that with my kids, and I go, "Your father done did." They say, "Yeah, but that's who you picked."
That's what you like.
And then make it so bad. Like in my case, I couldn't say it to my kids. Like, oh, if he ain't shit, you guess what? You had one, then you went back and had another one, and now he ain't. Like really, what?
Tell me
You
in a
know,
minute. You married him. You married him. You
you
picked
married him. That was him. You knew what you
Wow.
was getting
Yeah,
into.
you had that baby with him and you knew he had 6 other kids. So what kind of dad was he?
Oh Lord.
And now you have number
I
7.
got him in cell block 8. He got all these kids.
That man was no good, man.
No, it don't mean he's not no good. It just means there were signs. You didn't pay attention. Now you putting it on the kid later on that dad is I'm just saying, just ownership, accountability.
Accountability.
I'm just saying.
Ooh-wee, y'all are killing me today.
I have to send this episode to my dad. Like,
You know, I say this much: be thankful for what you have. You know what I mean? Because there's plenty of people that have, you know, moms that are not great. You know what I mean? Moms that let their kids be abused, let stepdad come in there, eat all the food, they get no food. You know what I mean? These are real things that go on today. You see what I'm saying? So be careful, like, you know, I'm not saying to make a bum a king. That's my father's line. That's not mine. He said, make a bum a king. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that basically be able to, you know, stay in your lane. You're a good mom. Like I said, I'm a good mom. But if the dad ain't great, guess what? Let Father's Day just be what it is. You know what I mean? You know, there's plenty of men out here that do such remarkable jobs. You know what I mean? And they ain't created a child. You know what I mean? They do remarkable jobs. Just give them, because they are fatherly. You know what I mean? They're fatherly. So let's give them that praise. And, you know, that day kind of disturbs me too, all of y'all, because, you know, my dad has passed away. And I think about how sometimes my dad used to say little things that, you know, I hold everything down too. But then my dad had to realize that you ain't going nowhere without Joanne. You know what I mean? Because Joanne brought us here, you know what I mean? And her ways helped raise us. You know, you got to give everybody their credit. You know what I mean? So I just want to finalize this and say this, and y'all jump in with your final thoughts. Every man who does well for his child and who does not, I hope you establish that relationship. But Father's Day is your day. And we're going to always glorify and thank you, because you actually need more emphasis on Father's Day. Final words, Jaslyn.
go ahead and buy the fathers in your life good gifts. This poor man was expecting socks every year. I'm like, no. No, but on a serious note, it's just mostly that, even if it's something that, like Celeste said, if it's something that you need to heal, maybe work on healing with that. If it's something that you just can't find the best in that person, then, think of the best other person that you know in your family that you can honor. Because at the end of the day, we got to be truthful. On Mother's Day, we are not telling the truth half of the time. So on Father's Day, we lie a little, lie a little bit for that. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We get omission on Mother's Day. On Father's Day, we get less submission to tell everything. You know what I mean? So, that's a big difference. And I think that's where we get the reservations is available on Father's Day and Mother's Day. You better make yours at least probably start now. You know what I mean? But I feel a certain way on Father's Day too. I feel like, it's just not taken to the point where, everyone needs a mom and everyone needs a dad. It may not be the biological one, but everybody needs one, and we should give reverence to that. Celeste?
First, I gotta pronounce your name right, Jaslyn. I've been saying Jasmine the whole time because my baby
is so pretty.
Jasmine.
That's her daughter's name.
I had to show off because I've been jacking it up all day. So, but I will say, my mind thinks differently, and I'm thinking about how boring Father's Day is sometimes. Like you said, the socks and the tie. So maybe we need to start honoring the fathers with a spa day, and maybe, nice manscape, what they call it.
Ask him what he wants. They're gonna tell you what they want.
I don't think they know what they want.
I want this. I want that. It was
Okay. So maybe we have to spearhead that for the men and start.
They're scared. They're scared of us.
Showing more. Maybe we need to do more to show it so we can lead by example. So that's my thought.
Chauncey?
Yeah, I think it should be a big celebration. And, especially in the Black community now, it's the same week as Juneteenth. So why not just turn it into one big, if we can throw a huge party for Juneteenth, we can throw a huge party for Father's Day. So kind of do it together, you know what I mean? And just make it so that we remind the men that we know we can't be here without them.
Right.
I don't know how far advanced we are, how advanced science is, you still need that sperm. Only one person,
right now we do.
One species right now is producing. That's it.
Right now, because we're losing one of them chromosomes. You know that, right? So we might be able to.
There's only one species right now that can produce it. So we still need them to get the beautiful human beings that we produce out here. So we have to keep that in mind and just, keep that in the forefront.
So we're always going to honor men here because we don't bash men on this porch. So, happy Father's Day, and I hope everyone enjoys it. So on that note, ladies, thank you. This was a really good episode. It was funny too, y'all. Y'all know it was funny, but sometimes we gotta put some laughter in here to take away the seriousness of it.
It was real tense when we started. We were like,
I know. But we got through it. So again, thank you, ladies. So join us every Wednesday when we drop a new episode, and catch us on our social media pages: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and definitely YouTube, because you can see our beautiful faces. So joining me today is
your girl Celeste.
I'm Chauncey.
Jaslyn.
And I'm your girl Kimmy. So have a wonderful week on purpose and take care.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Hi, Dad.